Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Um, Thank you for those of you who said I was muted. We are still learning this new process. Just wanted to give a face to a name here. We'll go ahead and share my screen here in just a little bit. But before we get into the actual content of the webinar, wanted to introduce myself. My name is Doug McCasey. I am the Assistant Director for Student Engagement here within the Smeal College of Business. And my role is very unique in that I serve within the Business Career Center, and I also have a high touch point with our student organizations here within the Smeal College of Business. So we'll get into some of that a little bit later, but I'm going to share my screen now and should be our webinar. So before we get too far into the content, I wanted to go over just a few logistics here. Some of you already have utilized the chat feature. Please do go ahead and send in any questions, any thoughts or comments with through that chat feature. You should be able to see that at the very bottom of your screen. You can send that either to everyone or directly to me, and we will be able to answer those questions and get to those thoughts as they arise. Additionally, we are going to be doing a couple polls. So I am going to start the one poll here right now. So as we begin here, please go ahead and take a few moments to identify what is the most appropriate answer for you. So as you take that poll, again, we mentioned the chat feature. You should also have the ability to hear me right now. If you don't, please do say something within the chat feature. I want to make sure that everything is good to go. So as I introduce myself, my information is right there on the front screen, Doug McCasey. My email is right there. Should you have any questions, please feel free to take my email down. I also have with me my colleague, Maria Aguilar-Walls. Her email address is there as well. We'll introduce her a little bit later on in the session, but Maria is going to be the change of campus coordinator for our office. So she is going to be the main touch point for every single one of you. If you have any specific questions about change of campus process, moving on up to the Smeal College and University Park campuses, we're happy to help. All right, so thank you all for taking that poll. We are seeing that we have 8 sophomores, 4 first-year students, and 1 junior. So thank you all so much for joining. We will have another poll here pretty soon. All right, so we're gonna go right into the content. The overview of today, we're really talking about a few main things. First off is the key career resources that are available to you currently, as well as here within Smeal. We'll be diving into how you can truly maximize your first couple years or whatever year you are on your campus to allowing yourself to be the most marketable candidate on the job search. Beyond that, we will be talking about some career planning tips that are very specific to you all as you begin to think about or as you begin to embark on your transition to the Smeal College and to the University Park campus. And then we'll wrap up with some Smeal resources that you have at your disposal directly supporting you. And then we will also hear from our colleagues at the International Programs Office within Smeal in order to talk about some study abroad opportunities. So as I mentioned, please do go ahead and share any questions you all have via the chat feature, or go ahead and send us an email at one of those 2 emails, and we'll be glad to get going on that. So as we dive into the key career resources, we're going to talk about a few main ones. The first 3 bullet points there, Nanny Line Careers, Business Career Center, and our website, as well as your campus's career services office and their website. We're not going to spend much time talking about LinkedIn, but do know that this is a wonderful tool and a wonderful resource available to you, especially now that the entire corporate world and education world is now remote. LinkedIn is going to be a wonderful opportunity for you to start to connect with some of our faculty and staff, connect with myself, connect with our representatives within the Business Career Center, get connected to your peers and your faculty members. It's a great opportunity for you to start to build that network right here, right now. So that way you can leverage that when you are on the internship and full-time career search processes. So diving in here, this is going to be starting poll number 2 here. Give me 1 second. So I just want to know, have any of you used Navy Line Careers before? There are a few selections there, so please go ahead and share what you think is the most appropriate. All right, we'll wait for another 10 seconds. Please make sure you go ahead and select an option if you've not done so already. All right, so we're going to go ahead and end the poll. So with Navy Line Careers, it looks like the vast majority of you have not used this system before, which is great. So we'll spend a good deal of time talking about this, the benefits of this system, and what you should be doing with the system here within the first couple years. For those of you who have already utilized Navy Line Careers, congratulations. It is great that you are familiar with this system. This is going to be the way that you are able to find those part-time jobs, internships, full-time jobs, as well as scheduling those career counseling appointments, career coaching appointments. So I'm glad that you already have some familiarity with that. So we're going to come back to our slideshow here. So you can see right at the very top, nittanylinecareers.psu.edu. This is our one-stop shop for, again, all job opportunities for all Penn State students, regardless of what campus you are, regardless of what college and what major you're studying. This is the one-stop shop for everybody. So please, we highly encourage you to get familiar with the system as soon as possible. Maybe spend a few minutes right now clicking into that link, go into nittanylinecareers.psu.edu, completing your profile. This is your profile. Some of it is pulled over from our Line Path system, which obviously is all of the academic portions of that. If you have any issues or if you see something that is wrong within that system, please do let us know. If you go down to smealcareers@smeal.psu.edu, we will be able to help you out or direct you to the campus contact that can help guide some of those answers. So this is a wonderful system. Again, as you are spending time at home or wherever you are, we highly encourage you just to become familiar with this system. Once you're in the system and you've completed your profile, you have an opportunity to share any sort or look at any sort of, excuse me. Perfect. You have an opportunity to see any sort of internship opportunities, part-time jobs on campuses or within our various communities, as well as full-time jobs. This is a great opportunity for you to get connected with that system right here, right now. Beyond just job searching or internship searching, you have the opportunity to schedule career coaching appointments. When you log on to the system and you see on your homepage, right at the very front or very top of the right, you will see an opportunity to request a counseling appointment. And for you all who are stationed at the Harrisburg campus or now remotely wherever, you still have access to requesting a counseling appointment either through your specific career office, or you can also schedule an appointment with us in the Business Career Center. We are more than happy and willing and wanting to speak with you about your career aspirations, about what we can be doing to help you out accomplish your goals. So definitely take a look into that. Additionally, there are the opportunity for on-campus interviews that are run through this system as well. So if you do apply for a position, whether that's an internship or that's a full-time job, you may have an opportunity to schedule an on-campus interview or a virtual interview. And that's going to be done directly through our Navy Line Careers system. So that's why we highly encourage you to become familiar with this system. It's going to be here for a few years, so your entire duration at Penn State. So the sooner you become familiar with the system, the better it is going to be for you. So moving beyond our Navy Line Career System, we wanted to touch base with you about another resource available to you, which is the Business Career Center. So we are the undergraduate or the Business Career Services Center for all undergraduate students within the Smeal College, within the Division of Undergraduate Studies at University Park, as well as all of those Smeal tracking students across the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So we are a great resource for you, and we provide a number of those resources on our website. So right at the very top there, careerconnections.smeal.psu.edu. Again, if you wanted to, feel free to go ahead and navigate to that page right now, so that way you can look to see and become familiar with that site. So we did spend a deal of time talking about Nittany Lion Careers. We give you a button right at the very top of this page that directly links over to Nittany Lion Careers. So that way you are never going to lose that link. Beyond that, we also give you plenty of opportunities to understand what career and what employer events are coming up, whether those are virtual events, whether those are events that are happening on or off of our campus, or whether they are some student organization events. There are plenty of opportunities for you to view all those great events that are coming up, because we have a number of events going on, including career fairs, programs that are specific with our employers. These are a great opportunity for you to be connected with our employers, with the recruiters, understanding what companies are coming to Smeal to hire Penn State students, to hire Smeal students. It's a great opportunity to be connected with those companies and learn about those companies if you are quite unsure of your career path. Beyond that, at the Business Career Center, we also host a number of career-specific presentations. And these presentations go towards LinkedIn development, professional development, as well as leadership development programs that are all aimed at helping you, again, accomplish your career goals, whatever those may be. So as you can see from this screenshot of our page, right on the very front, we have upcoming events. There are typically anywhere from 6 to 8 events that are showcased right on that upcoming events page. But you can also click on the See More Events, which will direct you out to our events calendar, and that will be good for however long we have events going on for. So for instance, we already have some events scheduled for the fall semester that are currently in that system. So it's a great opportunity for you to become familiar with our website, look to see where those upcoming events are, so that way you can put those in your calendar, you can plan for those, you know that those are going to be coming up. Beyond the events, we have plenty of resources that we want you to take advantage of. So under the homepage of the Business Career Center website, there is a tab for resources. And under this resources, there are a host of different handouts, videos, various online resources that we link out to different websites. Wonderful opportunities for you to identify resume and cover letter help, the ability to write thank you messages to our employers, thinking about what to do before and after a career fair. All of those are great resources that you can find right on our website. So we highly encourage you to become familiar with those resources sooner rather than later. It's a great opportunity for you, and it's obviously free and open for you whenever you actually go there. The last thing that we wanted to touch on are our Smeal student organizations. So we currently have 44 student organizations that are specifically recognized by the Smeal College in order to help you achieve your career aspirations, help you get connected to various employers or various recruiters, and just help you to build a community outside of the classroom with others like-minded and similarly situated students. So student organizations are a phenomenal way for you to develop that community, get connected with our employers, and then just have some fun while being a Smeal student. So we highly encourage you to think about potentially joining a Smeal student organization once you are on our campus. We highly encourage you to join student organizations while you're currently on your campus. This semester is a little weird. Is a little wonky given our remote instruction period for the remainder of the semester. But I highly encourage you to take this time to view all the great student organizations that your campus has to offer, as well as, start to plan what are some of those student organizations that you potentially want to join within Smeal. I help to oversee our 44 student organizations, so I am more than happy and willing to get you connected with any of the presidents of those student organizations. So again, my contact information was on the very first page of this slide, or you can also find that information via careerconnections.smeal.psu.edu. So moving forward, another great resource that we have available, or that you have available, is your own career services office right on your campus. Now, again, this is a weird semester for everyone, but we highly encourage you to get to know Kristen Brandon and her team there. The email is right there. Ask for careeradvice@psu.edu. If you have an opportunity to be on the campus this summer or even next semester, definitely go check out their office there in the Student Enrichment Center, room 212. They are a wonderful resource, and they can help talk with you about identifying some of those short-term and long-term career goals. They can help with LinkedIn development. They can help with networking and career prep. And then they can also help out with the "I don't even know what I want to do with my life" conversation, right? We certainly understand the unique place you are within your life, and we know that not everyone has everything figured out. Heck, our staff members in our office sometimes don't have everything figured out, so it's okay. So we highly encourage you to have that conversation with your peers, have that conversation with Kristen and her team there on the Harrisburg campus. Additionally, when you are moving on up to the University Park campus, schedule a meeting with myself, with Maria, with any one of our other career coaches, because we are happy to help have this conversation with you. So those are some of the main resources that we wanted to touch on. Please feel free to, again, start to identify some of those resources. Look to see what is available to you. Look to see what is available to you and really understand what you can be doing to leverage your position as a Penn State student to truly develop professionally, develop socially, so that way you can maximize your few years here at Penn State. So moving forward, we are talking about what can you be doing right here, right now in these first, second, or third years on your campus to really become that legitimate and most marketable candidate for the internship and full-time search processes. So when we're talking about what are some of those internships, what are some of those full-time jobs that are offered, that's a great first step, but we need to talk first about what skills do you have that directly relate to those positions. If you have a dream position in mind, whether this is a dream company or a dream internship or a full-time job, think about what are some of those skills that a recruiter might be looking for when it comes to a candidate for that position. So here on this page, you can identify a few different skills that our employers have told us directly that they are looking for in Smeal and Penn State graduates. First and foremost, we have leadership, we have strong work ethic, we have interpersonal skills, we have communication skills, plenty of skills that you can see right here on this page that our recruiters are looking for. There are plenty of opportunities for you to gain these experiences or develop these skills in different ways, and we'll talk about those here pretty soon. But really start to think about, if you are seeking an internship or a full-time job, you need to be able to demonstrate what skills you have and identify, are there any sort of lapsed areas that you can seek out ways to develop new skills and create those new skills or have those new experiences. So when we're talking about developing those areas and seeking new ways to find opportunities to develop those skills, these are a number of ways that you can develop through student organizations, through athletics, whether that is intramural sports or just actually going to the gym and meeting people. If you are participating on a study abroad or potentially taking on some leadership programs or leadership positions within student organizations, these are all wonderful opportunities for you to truly develop your skills, refine them in a way that allows you to sell yourself to our recruiters, to showcase that you have these professional skills that they are looking for to actually contribute positively to their organization. So definitely take a moment to reflect on where you stand right now and where you potentially might need some more development with any number of these skills that are listed on this page. If you ever have any questions about that, please do contact us. Please do contact Kristen and her team. Everyone is happy to help talk with you about these different experiences. At the very top of this page here, we identify quality over quantity. So it's not necessarily the amount of student organizations you're involved in. It's not necessarily the number of volunteer hours that define a good candidate over an unqualified candidate. It's truly centered on what have you been able to do within those experiences. What leadership opportunities are you hosting? What ways are you doing what you can to develop those skills and exhibit those skills to accomplish a common goal within those experiences? Really think about yourself within these different capacities, and really think about how you are developing those skills and what skills you are developing. So beyond the what skills our recruiters are looking for, how to potentially get those skills, those are all tying into potentially getting that internship or getting that full-time job. So we often hear a question of, how do I even get a job or internship? So we can break this down into a couple, three different levels here. First off, you really need to understand yourself as best as you can. Understand your values, understand your interests, those strengths and goals that you have for yourself. Truly identify what areas do you thrive in, what makes you shine. Once you have identified those within yourself and you have become a little bit more self-aware, you can then relate that to what companies are looking for skills and strengths and values that I also share. Through Nannyline Careers, through LinkedIn, through other areas such as Indeed.com and other job boards, you can truly identify what positions are available, what companies are out there hiring for these different positions, and then you're able to truly identify and rank some of those top picks. You can learn a little bit more about some of these companies that you may not have even glanced at before. Truly understand what their values are, what their strengths are, and what they're looking for in a team member. And we highly encourage you to do this research prior to going to any sort of career fairs or going to any sort of corporate events, because you are able to then come in and ask more informed questions and have a more intelligent and intellectual conversation there. So pairing those first two items really come down to the third one here, recognizing and preparing to articulate that match between you and some of those target opportunities. So not only do you potentially possess these values, these interests, these skills, and these strengths, not only do you feel like this is a great match for you, but you have to be able to effectively communicate your ability within this company. You have to connect the dots for our recruiters so they can truly see that you will be a contributive member of their organization. And so working with the various resources that we have provided you on our website, working with Kristen and her team, as well as the Business Career Center and our team, this is how you get that internship or get that job. So what's truly behind this process, right? It's an ever-evolving process, and there's no clear-cut, do A, B, and C, and you get an internship. But this is one way that you can truly think about identifying what are some of those goals that you have for yourself and how can you truly develop within those. So right at the very top, we talk about resources. We spent a good deal of time already talking about the various resources that are available to you. It is up to you now to truly take advantage of those resources, identify what it is you need in order to accomplish your goals, and how can you find those resources to help you accomplish your goals. From resources, go and seek out some of those opportunities. We talked about the events that are coming up. We talked about the career fairs that you could potentially attend. Really, it's about identifying those opportunities that you want to go into. And then from there, it's about staying in the loop. It's about getting involved, developing those different skills, identifying how you can effectively communicate your skills to others. And that's where we keep growing. We keep seeking out these new opportunities. We keep identifying new ways to develop new skills, showcase those new skills, and accomplish some very good work within student organizations, within classroom activities, and whatnot. And so then the cycle continues. So definitely keep this in mind. So we're moving forward now into some more tangible planning tips that you can use right here, right now in your career path. So right there at the very top, take online BA 297. This is a career prep and strategies course that is offered every single semester. We'll get into more specifics on that, but it's a 1-credit course that walks you through the career search and internship search processes. So it's a wonderful opportunity for you to spend some time developing yourself on the career side and on the professional side, so that way you can articulate your skills and your strengths and have that professional looking resume. Great opportunity there. Number two, create or craft a Smeal resume. We give you a downloadable template on our website that you can plug and chug all of your great experiences in what we consider to be the Smeal format. We have worked with a number of different recruiters to identify what they value in a resume. And so we have created this resume for all Smeal students, for all Smeal tracking students, so to try and take away some of that burden on your development there. So take advantage of that. Number three, meet with the Business Career Center when we visit your campus. Now, this is a little bit weird. We were anticipating being on your campus today. Unfortunately, it was not the case. But next semester, we will certainly be at multiple campuses as well. So in the meantime, think about how you can connect with the Business Career Center. Think about how you can connect with Kristen and her team. Number four there, watch Smeal career prep webinars. So great, congratulations on participating in this webinar. We have a whole host of other webinars located on our website that talk about various aspects of the career process. From resume development to what do I put on LinkedIn, we have videos on our website that get at some of these questions. You can explore and attend career fairs and other events, both within Smeal as well as your particular campus. So think about what are some of those events that are going on the Harrisburg campus come fall semester. If you have an opportunity to, and you are going to be at University Park's campus for a weekend or just for a day or anything in the fall semester, think about what events are going on. Think about how you can potentially maximize that time and attend some corporate events, attend maybe a student organization event, and truly think about how you can immerse yourself within the community and the culture, both here at University Park as well as Harrisburg's campus. And then lastly, their schedule with your career coaches. Like I said, with Kristen and her team, wonderful opportunity for you to have these conversations sooner rather than later. It looks much better on you, and you get so much more development if you start to have these conversations in your first, second, and third years. If you wait until your fourth year, spring semester, when you're graduating in a few months, it may be a little bit too late to participate in student organizations, have some classroom activities that help to hone and refine some of those skills. So really think about being more proactive within this. So as we talked about the BA 297 Career Planning and Strategies course, this just breaks down a little bit about that course. Again, it's a 1-credit course. It's offered every single semester, and it's completely online. It's asynchronous. So that means you can complete all the work on your own time. There is not a live meeting time that you have to set aside. So it is working, it's slated to be flexible with your current on-campus class schedule. So if you have any questions about BA 297, what are some of the topics that you have, which we have some of those topics on the left side, what is the true value of this course? Feel free to reach out to us right there at the very bottom here, smealcareers@smeal.psu.edu. It is a manual registration process, so if you have any questions about registering for this class, please also send us an email and we'll be happy to get back with you about that. I did talk about briefly about the Smeal branded or Smeal formatted resume. This is what that potentially looks like. And we highly encourage you to utilize this format because, again, we work directly with our company partners to identify what they truly value, where they want a lot of this information. And so we've created this template that you can download from our website and just plug and chug all of your great experiences. If you have any questions about creating this resume, or if you wanted to talk with someone about what to put on the resume or how to actually effectively communicate some of your skills that you currently have or some of those experiences that you've been able to have, contact Kristen and her team or schedule an appointment with us in the Business Career Center. Again, through 99 Careers, we are happy to take a look at your resume, work with you line by line about how we can truly make this as polished as possible so you can be as confident in your professional story as possible. So 4 reasons here to go to career fairs before your junior year. Now, we have a number of different career fairs that take place on University Park's campus or within the Smeal College of Business every single semester. Take advantage of what is being offered at the Harrisburg campus. Think about what are some of those career fairs that are going on. Plan to attend some of those. If even for an hour, it's still going to be a wonderful opportunity for you to understand what a career fair looks like, how to effectively navigate a career fair, how you can truly build and maintain those professional relationships with our recruiters, with some of your peers, because the more you familiarize yourself here at the last point with this environment, it's going to be so much less stressful for you during those junior and senior years when you're looking for that internship or looking for that full-time job. And these are the pivotal years. So you want to do what you can to take advantage of these career fairs sooner rather than later, so that way you can just experience these environments without having the stress of, I need an internship right this second. If you are going to a career fair, again, we highly encourage you to do so, but make sure you are prepared. You're not just kind of blissfully walking around. Be proactive in your development here. Research some of the companies that are going to be present, so that way you can go in and have an effective and intellectual conversation with them. Don't necessarily ask what internships that they have for you, or what kind of jobs do you have available for me. Really be proactive in looking on Inline Careers or looking on their human resources website to truly identify they have these internships, so that way you can go up and say, hey, company X, I see that you have this specific internship that I'm very interested in. It's going to be so much better of a conversation if you do that than if you go up blindly asking, well, what do you have available for me? So our recruiters really do take that proactivity that you do. They take that to heart. So do what you can to research some of those companies, be a bit more proactive, and be a little bit more engaging with the companies at that moment. This is also a wonderful opportunity for you to work on that elevator pitch, or the 30-second pitch, it's sometimes called. So there are a few different points there talking about the elevator pitch. I'm not going to get into all of them, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to effectively have a good conversation with this other human. Too often, some students get too nervous and wrapped up in this, oh, they have a job that I want and I'm trying to beg for this, that it just doesn't become as productive of a conversation. So do whatever you can to be comfortable talking with these individuals you may not know. Be comfortable engaging them in that conversation, asking some good qualified questions, so that way you can actually talk with them as if they were any other human. This one we cannot stress enough. And by going to some of these career fairs, it's a great opportunity for you to ease some of those nerves, be prepared, and take some of that stress off of yourself later down the road. So now we're getting into some of the Smeal resources that we currently have that are supporting you, whether or not you are on our campus. You can still take advantage of some of these resources. For example, the Smeal Alumni Mentor Program. It's a wonderful resource for you, for anyone who is thinking about coming into Smeal. We have a whole host of Smeal alumni who are wanting and willing to give back. And whether that is physically meeting with someone over Zoom or in person, whether that's just exchanging some emails with a career, an individual within an industry or career that interests you, those are really wonderful connection points. And we highly encourage you to start to think about building your network in this way. Number two there, the Business Career Center. Absolutely, we are a wonderful resource for you. Even if you are still on your Harrisburg campus for another year or two, we are happy to help with you every step of the way, just alongside Kristen and her team. So take advantage of all the great resources we have available on our website. They're open to the public. You don't need a password for those. Take advantage of utilizing Inline Careers, identifying what is in there. Become familiar with those systems. If you have any specific questions or you wanted to talk to someone, go start to talk with Kristen and her team, and then come and talk with us at our team. The more advice you get, the more perspectives you get, is certainly going to be helpful. Number three right there, student organizations. As I mentioned, we have 44 student organizations that are specifically recognized by our college. We have over 1,200 different student organizations on University Park's campus. Think about what student organizations you have available to you on your campus, so that way you can be part of these organizations, you can give back to the Harrisburg community, and you can start to develop and build those skill sets that our recruiters really are looking for. So think about joining a student organization and truly giving your 110% within those organizations. Don't just be a seat in the room. Actively participate, join some committees, potentially go out for those leadership positions. These are wonderful ways for you to truly develop yourself, develop your skill set, So that way you can effectively communicate what skills you have to offer for all of our companies. And then lastly, we are going to hear from a colleague of mine in Smeal from our Office of International Programs about some of those things you can be doing right here, right now, some of those resources that you have available to you and those individuals, so that way you can start to be planful when you are thinking about potentially studying abroad. So as I mentioned, my colleague Maria Aguilar-Walls is going to be the point person for anyone who is at a Commonwealth campus. So from coming from the Harrisburg campus to University Park, you may have an enormous amount of questions, and we are happy to answer as many of those as we can. Feel free to reach out to Maria. Her email is right there, mww5382@psu.edu. Feel free to reach out to her via email if you have any questions whatsoever about what to do in Smeal. What should I be doing right here, right now? I want to do this with my career. How do I get to do that? Think about some of those questions. Be proactive in this process. We at the Business Career Center, Maria, we are all here happy to help with you every step of your career search process. So just let us know what we can do to help out. Number two there, you can schedule an appointment with Maria or with any one of our career coaches through Nanny Line Careers. We spend a good deal of time talking about that. Those appointments are typically done in person once you actually get to University Park's campus. But obviously, given the remote instruction period right now, we can certainly conduct a virtual phone or video call with you to talk about your resume, to talk about a cover letter, to talk about how to navigate Nanny Line Careers. Whatever you need, we are happy to help provide that for you. Also, take down the contact information for Kristen and her team. They have a wonderful team there in the student center there. So feel free to reach out to them and see what they can do or what opportunities and events they have going on. Additionally, we do have one-on-one meetings scheduled today. Both Maria and myself will be available from those specific times. If you wanted to, please go ahead and jot down this Zoom link right now, or go back to your email that we had sent, that I had sent a couple days ago. The Zoom link is in there that identifies the Zoom meeting room for one-on-one appointments. From 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, you can chat with Maria. From 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I'll be available to answer any questions. Please feel free to jump in. We will have a waiting room in place. So if you do get a message to say we will be with you in a few minutes, please don't go away. Just hang out there for a few minutes. We'll let you in as soon as we're done talking with the next student. For any of those questions related to Smeal majors, Smeal academics, entrance to major courses, anything related to your academics, we strongly encourage you to talk with an academic advisor. Dina Gutoff is the primary contact point for the Harrisburg campus. She's a wonderful colleague of ours in Smeal and would be more than happy to answer any questions you have about Smeal classes or majors. So feel free to reach out to her. Her email is right there, dag8@psu.edu. And then lastly, before we kick it off over to my colleague, Vanessa, I wanted to give you all an opportunity to ask any questions that you have about all the content that was shared so far today. There's a lot of information thrown at you, a lot of resources, a lot of tips and tricks, but do know that we at the Business Career Center are happy to talk with you about anything and everything related to your career and professional development. So our website is right there, careerconnections.smeal.psu.edu. This is our wonderful team. It's a great team to work with. Everyone is here happy and willing to work with you to accomplish your career goals. So with that, I'm going to just pause very briefly for just a couple seconds here. If you have any questions, please do go ahead and share that now. Otherwise, in just about a minute, we're going to pass it over to my colleague, Vanessa, who will then be talking about international programs and study abroad experiences. So we do have a couple questions coming in. One question is, can we take BA 297 next semester and I am a sophomore? Absolutely. So the online course of BA 297, again, is offered every single semester. So if you are still on Harrisburg campus in the fall semester, you can go ahead and take that online. If you are transitioning up to University Park's campus and the Smeal College of Business next semester, we do have 6 sections of in-person BA 297. And so feel free to schedule that. Again, those are offered every single semester as well. So if you're not able to schedule that within your course schedule at Harrisburg with the online section, you certainly have a couple of opportunities once you're here on University Park's campus to actually schedule that in-person session. The other question we have is, I have some questions about campus switching, class registration, housing information, and steps to take. Those are some wonderful questions that unfortunately I'm not in the best position to answer, but I do highly encourage you to reach out to Dina Gutoff. Again, I'm going to go back to her email right there, dag8@psu.edu. She is going to be the main point of contact for any questions you have related to class registration. She will get you in touch with housing information and some of those other next steps to take. So please do feel free to reach out to her, introduce yourself, and ask some of those questions of her. So with that, I don't think we have any other questions. So I hope you learned a little bit about the Business Career Center and how we're here and able and willing to help out with anything and everything related to your professional development. We are going to kick it over to my colleague right now, Vanessa, to go ahead and talk about Smeal International Programs Office.
Thanks, Doug. Can you guys hear me? Let's see, how do I go to the next slide? Oh, perfect. All right, so thanks guys for listening in. My name is Vanessa Hausman. I work in the Smeal Office of International Programs. If you've participated in some of these sessions before with the Business Career Center, you might have met my colleague Elizabeth LeBrin. She's been over to Harrisburg campus a few times already. And so the three of us, Elizabeth, Maureen, and I all work with study abroad questions for Smeal students. Our Associate Dean of International Programs is Jeff Sharp. And our main takeaway for students right now is that if you at all think you're interested in study abroad, we're here to be a resource for you. We're very happy to meet with students at a campus before you come up to University Park. Normally we schedule phone appointments with students, but given that we're all remote these days, you're welcome to schedule Zoom appointments with us. We can chat sort of virtually face-to-face and talk about all of the different opportunities that you have for study abroad as Penn State students and as Smeal students. So whether you're in BA status or if you're still DUS status, if you think you're coming up to Smeal, definitely come and talk to us and we can go over how study abroad will fit into your schedule here at Penn State. When do students study abroad when they're in Smeal? You have two different options for study abroad. Semester study abroad takes place after the entrance to major process. So for just about all students, that means going abroad in the fall or spring of your junior or senior year. A select number of students might be eligible to study abroad early in the spring of their sophomore year. Typically, these are students who are ahead on entrance to majors, have transferred in a lot of different credits, and this process does require special approval from Smeal. So if you think you're in a position to study abroad in the spring semester of your sophomore year, definitely get in touch with us now as freshmen and we'll talk to you about what that process might look like. But otherwise, 300 plus Smeal students study abroad, typically spring of their junior year. Summer study abroad can take place in any summer, so summer after freshman year, summer after sophomore year, both are great options for students to study abroad. This is good for students who might not have a lot of gen ed saved to study abroad for a full semester, or if you're just trying to maximize your time at University Park and don't want to be away for a semester, you can take advantage of summer study abroad options. Any of you are planning actuarial science majors, summer may be the only time that you can go abroad because of the course sequencing for summer study abroad, or excuse me, for your actuarial science courses. And then note in the summer that we do have some programs with Smeal faculty. And so if you wanted to go abroad after your freshman or sophomore year and get a head start on meeting some of your Smeal professors, you can look for some of these programs that are taught by Smeal professors abroad. And these are just some of your options. I guess next, Doug, I don't know if you're controlling the slides, if you can go to the next one. Thanks. Currently right now we're in the process of accepting applications and reviewing applications for spring 2021. So for those of you who are sophomores or freshmen interested in sophomore study abroad, right now is the time to be thinking about spring 2021. We can help meet with students to explore some of your options, talk about what courses you can be taking abroad, choosing a program. There's over 100 different Penn State programs that you can choose from as Penn State students, and so it's really can be overwhelming at times, and that's what we're here to do, is to talk to you about what your options are, differences between programs, differences between locations, academic fit of some programs, and making sure that you're satisfying the credits that you need so that you can stay on track for on-time graduation. That's really our #1 goal in working with students, is making sure that they can fit this in as a part of just your normal 4 years here at Penn State. You can schedule appointments with our office on Starfish. If you look us up on Starfish, where there is a resource for you, and you should be able to schedule appointments with either myself, with Ellie, or with Maureen. The deadline for spring 2021 is May 1st. That's the priority deadline. We encourage all students to apply by May 1st, but there is a second deadline in September, so if you aren't able to get everything submitted by now, you can certainly circle back to us over the summer, and we can work with you still on getting applications submitted by the final deadline in September. And then finally, I just wanted to give an overview quickly on the International Business minor. I think that's my last slide for you to cover today. The International Business minor is one of the 4 minors offered by Smeal, one of the 4 academic minors. Penn State students pursue minors all over through all sorts of disciplines, including history, sociology, foreign language, but within business, international business is certainly one of the most popular minors that we have. It does require a study abroad component, so this is a nice way to match your interest in studying abroad and traveling abroad with your academic pursuits here in Smeal. We require a minimum of 6 weeks and 6 credits of study abroad. So this can include summer study abroad programs. You don't have to go abroad for a full semester in order to pursue the IB minor, but you do need to make sure that you're looking at the approved programs. If you're on our website, we have all of the programs approved towards the IB minors laid out for you, and so you can see what your options might be. In addition to the study abroad credits, then you would also be taking international business courses through Penn State. Some campuses, and I don't know if Harrisburg is one of them, do teach IB 303, which is the intro-level international business course. You're welcome to take that at Harrisburg if it's offered, and if not, then you would be able to take all of your IB courses here at University Park with our Smeal professors. Our office is here to help support you in mapping out the international business minor requirements. It does vary quite a lot depending on what your study abroad plans are and what else you have going on academically, so we can take a look at that with you and see what makes the most sense and fits in best. And from our eligible IB minor programs, again, I think over 100 different options to choose from between summer and semester, and really programs all over the world. So as you're looking at study abroad, consider the international business minor, and then you can check with us to see how it might fit in with your schedule. I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview. I don't know if you have questions for study abroad. I'm happy to help address some questions. And if not, I can sort of talk about some of the general questions that students have, but I thought I'd open it up to students if there's something on your mind regarding study abroad.
And then we have a difference here that the system says that is what? That is 31.4 centimeters high.
If you have any questions about study abroad, feel free to go ahead and type that into the chat right now. Vanessa will be waiting here for just a little bit. Yeah, of course.
I know a lot of times students are curious to know about homestays with study abroad. Some programs have homestays, some programs have apartment housing or dorm housing, residence halls, and so that does vary from one program to another. It's good to take a look at the different details and see what's available and what your options might be. Other questions students have a lot of times are about the costs for study abroad. All of the costs are posted online, and they do vary quite a bit from one program to another, depending on how long you're abroad for, what the cost of living in the city that you're in is, what the program offers, if there's a lot of included travel or not. And so we can help you identify programs, if cost is a concern to you, programs that might be a little bit less expensive. Summer study abroad programs all offer in-state tuition for all students. So whether you're an out-of-state student or an international student, you do pay in-state tuition on summer study abroad programs. And then a select number of semester programs also offer in-state tuition for students. And so that's something that we can help you identify as well.
Hey, Vanessa, we just received a question here. What nations are available for study abroad options?
Oh gosh, I think it might be shorter to ask which ones aren't available. Really quite a lot. You can just about go anywhere in the world, I think, other than maybe North Korea and Iran for study abroad. If you go to global.psu.edu, that's the website for the main global programs office for all Penn State study abroad students, and you can do a program search there country by country. By and large, Smeal students tend to study abroad in Europe, but certainly there are a number of programs in Latin America, Central America, Africa, Asia, Oceania, the Middle East. If depending on what your interest might be and where you want to explore in the world, you can take a look. Penn State even has a program in Bhutan, and I don't know that we've had a business student go there, but I know that other Penn State students have gone on that program, so you can sort of find the program that meets the level of adventure that you're looking for. Thanks for posting that link, Doug.
Yeah, of course. Vanessa, do you have a generic email address that students can send, or should they send a direct email to us and then we can direct them up to you all?
Absolutely. I'll post our email address. So we have an inbox that goes to all three of our international programs advisors that you can use, smeal-international@psu.edu. So if you have any questions about program options, international business minor, when do I apply, where do I apply, how do I get started, you're welcome to send us an email and we can get in touch with you by email. And you can also schedule an advising appointment with us on Zoom, and a lot of times it's easier to talk through some of the things that you're thinking about and explore your options together.
Great.
I'll be holding one-on-one Zoom sessions this afternoon as well. Doug, I guess I don't know if we have a slide for that, but the email advertisement that you would have got about this event, I think, included the Zoom link for one-on-one sessions.
No, we will. Maria, if you are on, will you be able to find that Zoom link and post that to the chat box? Apologies for that, Vanessa.
No, that's okay. I didn't think about preparing something special since we were expecting to be there on campus.
It is a weird time for everyone. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get that uploaded to the chat box. So while Maria's looking, Vanessa, just thank you so much for talking about the Smeal International Programs Office. There's obviously plenty of resources available for you all coming from Harrisburg's campus that you can be doing right here, right now. Even if you still have another year or so on your campus before coming up to the Smeal College, you can still be doing a whole heck of a lot of stuff to plan for and be successful in all of your goals. So with that, I do want to be mindful of our time. We are wrapping up here in just a few minutes. While again, Maria is looking for that link for the one-on-one Zoom appointments with Vanessa about study abroad and international program questions. Do any of you have any other questions about anything we've covered related to resources available to you, just career planning, anything like that? Please do go ahead and put that in the chat now.
Thanks, Doug. And I just want to reiterate to all of the students listening in that we really do want to connect with you and talk with you. And so no matter what your questions or your concerns or your interests might be, do reach out to us. We're a pretty friendly community up here in Smeal, and so you'll get to know us pretty well when you get here. But even in the meantime, we're happy to talk with students ahead of time and help them prepare for this transition up here to University Park.
Yeah, that's a great point, Vanessa. We are incredibly friendly. Us at the Business Career Center, everyone in the Smeal International Programs Office, everyone within academic advising, we are here happy to help with anything and everything, even if you are still on your Harrisburg campus. So please do not hesitate to reach out for any questions whatsoever, big questions, small questions. We're happy to provide those answers for you. And if we don't know the answers, we are happy to connect you to the correct person. We certainly understand that Penn State is a behemoth of an institution with so many different touch points and so many different offices that it can be quite challenging. And so we just want you to know that we are a resource, the first step on University Park's campus that you should be coming into. The first week you're on campus, please come in to our office. We are located at 114 Business Building. If you just go into the business building, you'll be able to find us right on the first floor. So just let us know what we can do to help out. We are happy to assist with anything and everything and just want to get you connected to the proper resource. So Maria just posted a Zoom link to the chat box. So if any of you have any questions about Smeal Office of International Programs, again, related to the business minor, related to study abroad, or anything like that, again, big or small questions, please do go ahead and connect with Vanessa through that Zoom link right there. Take a moment to copy and paste that. Again, we also have the Smeal Zoom one-on-one appointments, with Maria and myself. I'll go back to this page. If you wanted to copy and paste that and put it into a Word doc or another browser, feel free to go ahead and do that. Again, these are going to be 2 separate chat rooms, so make sure that you are taking that into consideration. So with that, I don't think we have any other questions, but we are, again, going to be available from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock to answer any of those questions that you may have, or anything that you just want to talk about or just want to introduce yourself. Please let us know. So with that, we are going to go ahead and sign off here. Thank you all so much for participating. We hope that you learned a little bit about, again, the Smeal College, about the Business Career Center, and about the Office of International Programs here, that are all here happy and willing to help you with anything and everything. So thank you all so much. We appreciate it.